just realised that I kind of need a second monitor to be able to read the chat whilst I'm streaming. Oh well. Maybe I could do this. Is this doable? Yo, let me resize you. Is this going to be janky? It's definitely going to be janky. What? It's definitely going to... Oh, come on, man. What? Definitely going to be janky. Janky stream. Okay, this could work. Sup, Vaughn? How's it going, dude? Also, yeah, this is going to be actually pretty cringe. Low quality stream for sure today. Oh well. Fuck it. I may have to just do this without being able to read chat. But what I need to do is I need to test the volume of my voice versus the volume of what's in Ableton. So let's go ahead and test that. So play and talk, 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 play and talk. And I can't fucking watch it because of my sound card. Whoa. Thanks, dude. Yeah, the haircut's a bit of a change, huh? I'm just going to quickly go grab my phone so that I can use my phone for chat so I can see what everybody is saying. Because otherwise, I'm not going to fucking know. I can check every now and then. So if the volume of Ableton is like way louder than my voice, or if my voice is way louder than Ableton, just let me know. Obviously I know that my vocal quality is not as good as what it usually is on stream. As you can see, I'm in a different setup and I'm not able to have all of my studio gear here, so I'm not able to set it up as good as what it normally is. Trying an alternative angle for the camera as well. It's kind of just set up in a temporary sort of fashion. I'm currently in my girlfriend's studio here. It's not my studio. I no longer have a studio. No more studio. So yeah, I'm just going to be working on a track and happy with the track. It's really great sounding, good energy, good vibe. Added a whole bunch of stuff to it last night off stream from another track that I'm working on. And that other track I didn't actually think was going to go anywhere, so I just took all the best parts out of it and put it into this one. And they work in it really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and have a listen to it from the beginning to whereabouts I've got it, which is about, I think, to this marker here. So I'm going to listen to this section. It's a little bit messy at the moment because there are some just new things that have kind of randomly been put in there. And I'm just going to listen to them and just see what I think of it overall, how it sounds. And if it sounds like it fits, then we'll make it work. If it doesn't, we'll figure out either to remove those new sounds or just find a better place for them to be in the track. But yeah, hope everybody is doing well, and yeah, let's get listening. So yeah, just shout out to me. I'll check the chat every now and then. You'll see me check it because I have to tab to it because I've only got one screen at the moment. So yeah, let me know if my voice is too quiet compared to Ableton, or vice versa. yeah, I've already explained what's going on with the microphone, man. I'm not in my studio, so it's not as nice quality as what it is, but I did a stream, so. Thanks, Brendan. Cool, so this groove here, I want to tidy this up a little bit. So at the moment I've got this playing constantly. Right, so at the moment it's talking over a lot of the other elements. If I mute the drums and the kick and bass, and we can listen, so that we can sort of hear what else is going on a bit better. The effect in the background. It's a nice little sort of riff phrase. So that's where we get a lot of the other elements coming in and starting to say hello here. I'm going to move this out of the way. And if I just listen to this, these effects are very nice. It's just a matter of like, I want to place them where they'll really be the most useful. Yo, Nature Guy, thank you. Bathroom production session, yeah, cool. Yeah, for those of you that generally watch the stream, you know that I'm not usually in this studio, and you know that I don't usually have this bad sort of audio quality. So yeah, temporary studio setup. This isn't my studio, it's my girlfriend's art studio. You can see painting and resaw and stuff in the background. So yeah, I'm just here temporarily because I'm looking for a new house. So I had to move out of my studio upstairs, and yeah. And I just want to work on some music, and I thought that I'd do it with you guys. So yeah, these effects are very nice. It's just a matter of whether there's like maybe too much already happening in the track. I want this track to sort of maintain a bit of a minimal style, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so at the moment, the only place this really has space is at the end. Like, because otherwise there's like stuff playing over top of it at all times. Right? So we've got that other phrase that's playing with similar sort of metallic drums here. So I might need to chop it up a bit. And we've got the vocal sound. Now, I may thin this out a little bit. We may try muting these two elements and just see how we go. So what I'll do here is I'll maybe try removing that stuff. Whoop. It's a pretty big project, so the computer's a bit laggy. Okay, so if we make a pattern that fits around this, we'll be happy. Geez, you guys are all like really fucking happy producers, aren't you? Fucking, how many times are people gonna say bathroom verb on voice? Fuck. I don't get. Hey Hazel, how you doing, man? I don't give a fuck about monocompatibility. And the reason I don't give a fuck about monocompatibility, because anybody that's listening to a psychedelic track in mono has completely missed the fucking point. So yeah, I don't check my mixes in mono. I don't care whether they sound shit in mono. I'm only interested in playing on stereo sound systems. I decided that a while ago. Like I just don't care. If somebody's listening to the track on their phone and they don't like, it's either going to be a producer who's over analyzing things, listening in mono. If they like get my track and then they listen to mono, like they're over analyzing my music and my production. Or it's going to be like some consumer that just has no idea anyway. So even if half the track's missing, like they don't fucking know any better, and they're probably still going to enjoy it. So, yeah, that's my hot take on that. I just don't think it matters, or at least it doesn't matter in the way that everybody makes it out to. If it sounds good in stereo, that's all that matters to me, and that's all I'm going to focus on, because it's like, I'll reiterate that point again, it's psychedelic music, and part of the psychedelic effect is because it's stereophonic, right? And it is playing with things moving around your head, and that's not going to happen on mono, right? Things are not moving around your head on mono, so you're losing 99% of the psychedelic effect, in my opinion. No, Amy, I don't miss the point of mono mixing. I understand the point of mixing in mono. There's a lot of advantages to it. The fact that you can get a very clean mix because you focus more on separate frequency spectrum for all of your elements, and they fit in really nicely together, and then when you spread them, you've got even more space in your music. There's lots of advantages to mono mixing. What I'm saying is that I don't give a fuck about mixing in mono or translating to mono. So, yeah, that's the hot take. Okay, so this is conflicting with the groove that's in there. Oh, fuck, man. That's always happening when the project gets full. Yeah, so that works really nicely. Yeah, I mean, other than helping other than it being useful as a technique for just achieving a very clean mix, and then also being useful so that you are not experiencing any phase-related issues. You can balance volume in stereo, Emmy. You don't need to be in mono to balance volume. So phase-related issues when it's summed to mono, sure. I get that that's a problem. What I'm saying is that if somebody's listening on mono, then I don't care whether it phases. I don't. I want my tracks to have maximum effect on stereo setups, and so when I'm listening to my mixes, I'm always listening to them in stereo because that's how I want it to be. I don't want to go and make mix-related decisions based upon how it sounds in mono, because it may affect how good it sounds in stereo, and I want it to sound the best in stereo. But yeah, maybe that's the wrong way to think about it, but everybody does things their own way. Some people really care about mono way too much, in my opinion, because yeah, if I like I said, reiterating the point again, psychedelic music is going to lose a lot of its psychedelic effect if you can't play with the stereo field. Maybe it will for some people. It may for some people, Emmy, but he asked for my advice, and my advice is I don't give a fuck about it. You like, with a lot of contentious topics, or different methods of skinning the cat, you'll find a lot of people that are going to tell you very different things. But when we live in a world where even fucking phones are starting to get stereo speakers on them, like, the monocompatibility thing is not so much an issue. But yeah, if you think that using that technique is going to help you achieve a cleaner mix in stereo, then do it. Like I said, I understand that point of view. I mentioned that it can help you fit everything together better, so that when you do go back to stereo, everything sits in its space better. So yeah, you've got a cleaner mix. But what I'm saying is that you're saying it's a paradox. I'm saying it's like a backwards way to do it. But if you think about it, you're doing it backwards, right? So my mentality is that, okay, this music is going to be enjoyed in stereo. So why would I go and mix it in mono when it's going to be stereo? Right? And I've already said I just don't care about how it sounds in mono at all, from a producer point of view. Right? So that's the mentality. So why don't I mix it in stereo? Because if I focus on it in stereo, then it's going to be better than how it could be in mono. Right? Because I'm paying attention to where things sit in the stereo field, as well as where they sit in the frequency spectrum. No, I don't see that argument. I think that you're saying it's a paradox, but I'm saying it's working in reverse. Because if my outcome is a polished stereo mix, right? Why would I make it in mono? There's no point. I could check it in mono, but I'm not going to mix a fucking track in mono and then go to stereo and then pan things into stereo. It's like there's too many steps there. I can do everything with stereo in the first place and not fuck around with that. But at the end of the day, you do what works for you. Yeah, okay. If you need it to be in mono so that you can hear what volume something is, then that's what works for you. So like I said, there's many ways to skin a cat, and there's heaps of gurus who are going to tell you what to do. My advice is go and find the person who does the best mixes in your chosen genre, and then you ask them for advice, because they're the guys that really know what's up. So yeah, I don't claim, like, I don't think my mixes are shit hot, and so I'm probably not the 100% best person to talk to, and I don't even have monitors right now to listen to my music on, so I would not claim to be the authority on that. Okay, so we take that one out because there's a lot going on there. Okay, so how is that groove working? Okay, I think we're getting there. That doesn't need to be there though, so let's go. I'll just re-chat a bit more. Sometimes I put the master mono. So I have an idea of it. So yeah, exactly, man. That's exactly why you do it. So usually the point that I'm making is that I throw that step out the window. Is there cancellation if you don't pay attention to stereo? I mean, when you mix in mono and when you listen in stereo, is there a danger that you will be cancelled? Yeah, there is WH. Yep. Phase cancellation can occur. So if you've got your right signal and your left signal out of time by a specific amount, when they're squished together into mono, there'll be like comb filtering on the signal, and you'll lose some of the signal. In some cases, you can lose if something's comb filtering is probably not the right term. If you've got something that's completely reversed in phase, you won't hear it at all. Yeah, used raw, that's a good point to make, I guess. Fuck, it's a bit cold in here, man. That's a good point to make. We don't want to have like too harsh of rules when we're approaching it, because at the end of the day, it's creative as well, right? And what I'm saying is that panning and stereo effects are such a huge part of the creativity of psytrance. Pretty sure your mic isn't being used. I'm using it right now, and it looks like you can hear it. It's not being used well, I'll admit that. I'm not in my normal studio with my normal gear, so it sounds like shit, but yeah. Keep in mind that psytrance sounds better as wide as possible. See? So when I give advice, I am in the context of psytrance or psychedelic downtempo music, right? and you want wide, and you want a lot of stereo effect, because it's, like I keep saying, psychedelic. It's trippy. When I hear a sound over here going from zzz and zipping across from there to there, I'm like, that's fucking sick, dude. It sounds good. If it sounds good, it is good. +1 wrong mic. I don't know, you guys need to elaborate more on what you mean, because I do not understand. Okay, so quite like this guy. I don't know if I want that in there. Oh, whatever this rises in. I keep putting these in the strangest places. Maybe that. Okay. Oh, you might be right, actually, dude. You could be right. I can't hear my stream. You could be right. I could have something else selected. Because because yeah, you're probably right. But I can't get it working either way. Well, yeah. Where's the microphone then? Like, that sounds like a noob thing to do, but the problem is that I can't hear what I'm doing because my sound card, when I've got Ableton open, I can't listen to my desktop audio. There's a lot of problems with this setup. That's one of them. Maybe it's on the camera. Camera. Yeah, it's probably the audio on the camera. Can you deal with it? I'll just keep the microphone here so it looks like looks legit. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, because of the sound card I'm using, unfortunately. Yeah, it's probably on the camera. But yeah. There's nothing, because if I want to get my microphone working properly, I have to go and fucking like get out my preamp and set my preamp up in here as well, and just a whole bunch of other things. So whatever. You have to have visual control to see when cancellation is kicking in. Sounds fine. it's not the worst. Cool. Yeah. Refraction and whoever the other person was saying that, you are absolutely right. Who was it? Wrong mic? Yeah, Maxim. She'll be right. It's gonna have to do, dude. I don't see any way of changing it right now. Because yeah, I could try and use voice meter, but don't really like using voice meter that much anymore. And I don't know whether it'll route my microphone into it either. This sound card seems like pretty limited in what it's doing. Yeah. You see, that actually is the microphone. But yeah, getting that, even if I select like loop back, it just doesn't come through. But that's there. And I didn't test it properly before I started the stream, so I thought like, oh fuck it, it's working. It's taking my, somehow it's taking the signal, but yeah, nah, it'll be totally the microphone on the camera, of course. Anyway, should we go back to the track? So yeah, this is the second groove of the track, and I just want to get this all working real nice. We need a bit more happening in there. Feel like I need some kind of effect that's making that a bit more interesting. It's a bit too subtle. Fuck, it's cold. Okay, so where was I? Here. How does it sound with this guy? I'm panning shit way out. About as much reverb as that balloon. Okay, so this, I'm wondering whether I could put it there and get away with it. What's this? Beautiful. Yeah, okay, so let's go. So let's take that FM lead for now. Where are you? Down here actually, aren't you? Yeah, you're there. That's you, right? Put that there. What is this? That. Okay. So okay, I don't think I listened to that properly. It sounded good, but I don't think I actually properly listened to it. Let me do that again. So, I think I need to go back, like here. To get the context. That could be me actually. I might have made an account. Okay, I still don't know whether that works. Pay attention. Okay. It seems to work because it doesn't catch my ear as being bad. There's too much happening. We can't just keep using that drum roll either. It's gonna get too... Okay, some of that I think works actually. What if... Okay, so let's make... Okay. So this doesn't sound as impressive as what it used to. Some of those effects there sound very nice actually. But what I want to find is... We can use that, but there's something that I've already made that maybe has some potential. We just need to find where I put it. Is this it? Okay, so I don't know whether this is going to sound any good, but let's try. Okay, so I think we probably could use that I think that could be cool. That's a nice little riff. But maybe the rest of it, we don't need the rest of it. Maybe we need... Let's just try... So, where do we bring it in? we put it off beat like that, because you've got so we could keep going even further with the groove, maybe. Rename. Further? Question mark. Okay, so I like the Furious. And I feel like we'll just need to work a little bit more. Maybe the positioning of it might change. Let's turn the kick and bass off again and listen to it without that. I've really found that listening to your track without the kick and bass in it, and even the drums not in it, is great for getting perspective. Just listening to like the way your effects like feed into each other, and the way the energy like builds with rises and like wash down effects. And, yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, I don't want to keep reusing this. I can't only want to use that once up here. I like this. I think that maybe it's overlapping, like one of the times it plays here, it can be taken out. So let's just listen to that again. I'm going to take that effect out of there. I don't think that effect needs to be in there. I think it gets in the way. In fact, I don't think that was even intentionally placed. I think that maybe that was just left there. Okay, that riff is nice. What the fuck is it? Oh, it's fucking chilly, boys. Okay. Sup, Dada? Yo, Dada, yeah, how do you like my audio quality here with my microphone? Yep, we're going up in the world, not down. You gotta be careful about lead parts so they don't create too much anticipation. Maybe like a descending C sharp minor melody comes in to cut through. Wappy flanker, I like your name. How are we feeling about the melody that's in there actually, that kind of this lead. Is it okay? We don't want anything too like extreme. Okay, I'm going to save that because I like what I've done. I'm just going to use the bathroom and then I'll come back. I'll play the track through from the beginning whilst I'm gone. And maybe this fucking heater will start working and it won't be so goddamn cold in here. And maybe, you know, just maybe. Yeah, I took the kick and bass out. I'll turn it back on and I'll play it back. Sounds like fun. Yeah, it turns out it's the microphone on my camera. Okay, so let's save. Yeah, okay, let's turn the kick and bass back on. And yeah, we're gonna listen from the start. And I'll just go and use the bathroom and I'll be right back. Echo! Uncle Bud will like this stream actually. It's gonna remind him of his apartment. Yeah, all donated. Yep, we're in Valhalla. I'm in the same house, just downstairs. I've moved out of my studio and I'm looking for a new house. In the meantime, this is my girlfriend's studio, and she's currently stuck in another state, New South Wales, so she can't come home. So I'm using her studio. Oh. Yeah, this is the third part. I think we need to ease into that slower. I think all those parts coming in at that point is too intense. Or not well paced. Language. So yeah, we've got the lead coming in. We got that sound. Okay. Yeah. We don't need that filling in the gap right there. We can wait for the You can come later. Maybe 13 or maybe at 14. This is more of like a drawn out psychedelic section where we've got like lots of like delay and effects. Earlier it's more like rhythmic interplay, like through here. Alright, and this is where it gets a bit more like, whoa, psychedelic. Right, got long delays. I'll put a delay on that lead as well. The melody in the background is going to have a lead. It's going to be very like soupy. Soupy. You heard it here first. So we're going to keep playing the drums and excuse me, terrible. Maybe we move that from there to there. The drum stop. I kept thinking, like, what the fuck is wrong with that part? There's something that, like, stops. The drum stop. And that's because I'm not putting a fill there. It's already a fill-centric track. Any more fills, I'm gonna make it too full. We don't want to be filled with fills so that we're full. That would not be very good composition. We've already got a million fills. We've already got too many fills, let's be honest. But as long as they all flow and work, the fills are filled. And it fills that desire How do you balance repetition, variation in a long track? Listen to it, and if you get fucking bored, then your listener's definitely going to get fucking bored. Actually, that's not very good advice, because you're listening to it a million times, and you might think that it's boring when it's not, because you start to know your track inside out. What are you saying, Dada? Does it sound pretty good? Yeah, maybe that's not the best advice, because you can listen to a track so much that you start to think like, oh, this is boring, nothing's happening. And then if you leave it for like 2 months, come back and listen to it, you'll be like, holy fuck, man, there's just so much fucking happening. It's just all in my face. And it's because you get like desensitized to all the details in it that a fresh listener would be like sucked in by. And you got to remember that people can only actually pay attention and listen to a certain amount of things at a time. And it's scientifically stated how many things people can listen to simultaneously. And it's not much. So a lot of like really complex psychedelic music, unless it's like really slowly introduced in a way where you can kind of like hear one thing come in and then the next thing come in and then the next thing come in, you can really appreciate the interplay and the layering of everything. But if you just hit like a wall of shit and give a wall of shit to people, a lot of the time there's actually too much to process for a human. Now, I don't know whether this changes when you're in a psychedelic state. It could be different. It would be interesting to see what sort of research gets done on that. But for Are you saying 3? Okay, well if it's 3, then that's what it could be. So obviously like minimal styles of music, and when I say minimal, I think of like let's say freedom fighters, right? I think freedom fighters music is like very like quite minimal and simplistic, and just focuses on really great core elements, right? And that's kind of invasive, isn't it? What am I saying? Yeah, freedom fighters, minimal style, right? And he's focused more on letting you experience the journey that a sound makes over time. So he would be using a lead, similar, not so different to this sort of thing actually, that will come into the track and take you on a journey, right? And it'll be evolving and changing over time, and he'll be focusing on a minimal amount of sounds and effects that are all like changing, never quite the same, but there's not really much going on. It's like sort of more simplistic and basic. And that's really not a good thing to say, because his music is not basic at all. He's a true master. Well, I mean, when you're really like heightening your senses, like your hearing, yeah, even the smallest of detail. I mean, you'll notice that you pick up detail that you never even noticed before, right? Or you appreciate it differently. Yeah. So yeah, it's sort of hard to tell you how to balance repetition, but I think a really good rule of thumb is the honest answer to your question on how do you balance repetition and variation is it's just a feeling. That's all it is for me. It's a feeling. I just feel like it's been too much. And maybe sometimes I'm like way off, right? Maybe it's not enough, maybe it's too little. That's the same thing. Maybe it's too much, maybe it's too little. And for me, it's like an intuition sort of thing. And yeah, I feel like that develops over time, right? And I also think that that's something that's really hard to tell somebody because they weren't taught how to do it. And yeah, there's ways that you can teach somebody, of course. There's some pretty good rules. I would say to you, if you just wanted a really like straightforward rule, if we look at this in 8-bar sections, I would say that if you have a sound playing for a total of 48 bars, that's enough. I think any more than 48 bars and it's too repetitive of that particular sound, right? So if you just wanted something super basic to use as a rule of thumb, that's what I'd say. And I know that I'm actually going to use this sound, which is actually a great example, for probably 48 bars, because I'm going to have it play after all of the main groove elements have dropped away, and it goes back to a more minimal track for the closing of the track, right? So I would say for psytrance, more than 48 bars of the same sound, hopefully that sound is like evolving and changing over time, that's enough, okay? And in some cases, like I think 16 bars of a sound is probably too short, right? So there's a medium, I think, between like 32 bars of a sound and 48 bars of a sound. So that's like an actual sort of rule that you could maybe try playing around with. In regards to like repetition and variation, there's the rules that maybe you're familiar with pattern generating or pattern making. And I had a good example of that. might struggle to find this quickly. Give me a sec. Okay, so here's the example that I was looking for. Okay, if I just consolidate this for the sake of the example. Okay, so what we're looking at here is in total that is, what's that? What are we looking at here? 4 bars, right? So it's a 4-bar loop, right? And it sounds like this. Okay, so I'm using a pattern technique, let's say, right? So if I'm working with a 4-bar period of time, I'm going to work with 3 1-bar patterns. Okay, 1 pattern, cool, 2 pattern, back to 1 pattern, right? So 1 and 1 are the same, and then 4 completely different. Okay, so you'll notice that the rhythm between 1 and 2 are somewhat similar. Sort of, they're similar, and then the 4th is more different. Right? So this is a common technique. If you listen to like drum and bass that uses almond breaks, you'll notice that most of the time they're chopped up like this. So you've got first phrase, second variation that maybe uses a bit of the first phrase but just changes it up a little bit. And then you've got the first phrase again, and then you've got a 4th phrase, which is generally something that's quite a bit different and it has an effect to sort of turn around and then play back into the first loop again. And you can do this on the micro scale and on the macro scale, right? Micro, macro. So for example, I've done that in 4 bars, and I told you that I had a 1-bar patterns, right? Well, inside of that 1 bar, I could put on quarter notes, and I could do 1, 2, 1, 4. I haven't done that in this case, but I could. And I can keep doing that all the way down, and I can keep doing that all the way out, right? So then I've got this pattern, right? And then I'm going to make a completely different set of patterns there, okay? And then I'm going to repeat that pattern, ignoring this shit, move that out of the way. And then I've got a final pattern that's completely different. And then I could take that and I could duplicate that. You know, I can keep going out or I can keep going in with the same idea of these patterns like varying. So yeah, hopefully that gives a little bit of an idea of the way I tackle that problem. But yeah, I would have to definitely admit that a lot of it just comes down to a feeling. And if I've got, it probably comes from a lot of listening to music in general, and just the patterns sort of getting embedded inside of me, because there's just unfortunately no avoiding the fact that if you listen to a lot of music, it's going to be embedded in you. So you're saying that you have a metal rock background, your patterns are going to be probably quite reminiscent of the patterns that you're used to in that style, and that's good, because first of all, metal it just really works perfectly with electronic music, to be honest. If you are open to musical suggestions and you haven't listened to them before, or you don't know them, listen to Static X. They've got some really cool tracks, some of which are quite sort of electronic dance music influenced, in a really cool crossover sort of metal and sort of trancey way. Very cool. Cool. Anyway, where were we? There's a lot happening there. Love my little bird. Pop it over there. Buzzing. It's a nice little phrase. Insert 64 bars. Go. Okay, so probably keep that playing on, and we've got our little sort of baby bubba sound playing here. Our little, like, what does it sound like? It sounds like a Furby? Maybe a Furby? You guys remember that? Furby. Is that what it's called? Oh. You guys aren't going to be able to hear this. Because my desktop... Actually, I'm not going to be able to hear it. Fucking... We should do that though. We should take a Furby and we should sample it. That would be funny. I like the conversation between those two sounds. This one and this one. I really like it. I don't think we need... What's going on here at the end of it? Yeah, that actually can go away. Yeah. That's better, like so. Yeah, they talk to each other very nicely. They are the same sound, but the rhythmic patterns talk together. Like there's a nice call and response there. In my opinion. Yeah, we really need to take that part off the end. It doesn't really flow. Yes. Could have just copy and pasted this across. Actually, you probably can't hear me when I'm whispering. And I shouldn't be doing the Joe Biden anyway, that's creepy. Creepy. Beautiful. Is that too far down there? That's better. That's better. Okay, I think that conversation is nice there. So I had another sound here that was quite nice. This one. So let's line it up on the grid. And let's chop it up. Complex. Nice. Okay, so I'll just freeze that. And while that's freezing, I might just go and grab another glass of water and chipmunk stone. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, flatten. Sup, Vladimir. Sup, Matt. Hi. Man, it's really fucking cold, dude. Okay, so we just recorded this. Turn the delay off. Ooh. I like that. Let's make another audio lane. That's cool. Maybe that. Maybe that. That's a nice little riff. That'll be nice with some delay. There's some nice little riffs in this, man. Even that's a nice riff. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's put big old delay on it. Let's keep it on the grid where it is. Right. And let's just go copy and paste it like there. Right. And we'll just see how it sounds sitting there randomly. Right. Okay, so these guys sound really great, and they fit into the track. They don't, well, what I mean is that the sound fits the soundscape, and then I just need to find where in the track they would actually sit. Now, I think that we're probably pretty satisfied with the second groove now. I think we're pretty happy with that. So I'm happy with the breakdown and I'm happy with the re-entry. So that means that I'm basically up to like the 4:40 or the 5-minute mark, where I'm entirely satisfied with the track, which is great. Probably to the 5-minute mark. I think up to there it's completely fine. So let's just have a listen. Yo, Dash, yeah, I'm just temporary setup at the moment. Yeah, this is just here for looks. I can't get my, I'm using a different interface and it's, yeah. No worries, dude. We'll just play when it comes out. Yo, Ricardo, what's up, dude? Check that out. I don't know about the sound being all that necessary. It's talking over top of other things. I think it fits there. Yeah, I feel like it fits nicely behind that. Maybe like that. You like the angle? Sweet. Well, it kind of makes me a bit more intentionally like look over at the camera and talk to the camera when people ask questions and stuff. So I feel like it's nice. I would love to have a 2 or 3 camera setup. I think that'd be sweet. Like if I could have one front and center, one off to the side, and then maybe one like bird eye view, like above. And I could like flip between them all with like macro keys. That'd be sweet. I'd like to keep trying to make the stream higher and higher production. There's this guy that live streams who inspired the shit out of me. His name's Sequisha, S-E-Q. Oh my god, look at all this. This guy here. His he's not live right now. His live stream is such high production value. He's got like all of this really cool stuff like set up with OBS, so he can flip between scenes, do all kinds of cool effects. I'd like to do that too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it can be problematic as fuck. The cameras as well, like I wouldn't want to have like one camera that's clearly like a really good quality camera and then another one that's like not that great. I'd want them all to be at like a consistent level, and that would mean like this camera is like $1,000, two or three of that, and then the capture card as well to go with it. It's like the capture card is $500 for the Elgato one. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff for. Yeah, it makes it look more professional, but it's cool. But I like how this is coming together. So yeah, I really think that this final section is just like I'm happy with this section now. I think it's okay. I think it's all good. I just want to get this section nailed and set in stone. And at the moment it's like on the way, but yeah, we'll see what I plan as time goes on. Yeah, I mean, even just like the cool little fucking boom thing that I've got, like the stinger transition between those scenes is just so satisfying. But yeah, you can do some really cool shit. My camera is because my camera looks grainy because the lighting in here is kind of crappy. Yeah, and like these sorts of overlays and shit, real nice. Beep. I need to get the sound effects working with that as well, actually, because I do have sound effects for it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there. I just kind of wanted to have a little short one and just flesh out that arrangement of that track a bit more, and that's what we achieved today. I'm feeling really positive about that, actually. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Going to go get something to eat, and I'll be back probably tomorrow, I think. I'm going to keep working on this tune. I would like to get it to a point where it's ready to mix, and then once it's ready to mix, then I'll start another track. I won't mix it yet because I'm in this environment. I could mix it with my headphones, but I just wait until I get a new studio. I'm hoping that the studio that I move into, well, I'm not hoping, I'm going to make sure that I get like a really solid room, and then I'm going to make sure that I have like a cloud panel again, because I really missed having the cloud panel, and I'm pretty keen on getting 2 subwoofers, the matching Neumann subwoofers, and I really want to make sure that this room that I go into has a really reliable bass response. I feel like I still haven't managed to achieve a room that has a really good like it translates really well in anything under sort of like 100 hertz. Because I'm going to be focusing a bit more on bass music, I want to make sure that I can really hear it, because you know, with dubstep and like psychedelic like bass music and that sort of stuff, you really need to know that you've got good, strong, clean subs. And I've never really been able to tell whether I've got like too much or too little in my room, and I feel like also I've maybe never been able to get the opportunity of hearing a room that's like really balanced, that a professional has like set up. I've been in a couple of really nice studios, but you know, my ears, it was a couple of years ago, and I don't really recall how that sounded so much. So yeah, it would be really satisfying to have somebody who has like golden ears set something up and say, this is the right amount of sub for a balanced mix for this style of music, that style of music, blah blah blah, right? So I can take my reference tracks, listen to them, and listen to how the sub sounds in the room, and be like, that is a balanced sound. So all of the tracks that I've made are way too boomy, or probably more likely to be boomy than the other end of the spectrum. So yeah, that would be cool. I think that would be a good step. So I'm going to really focus on getting a really good sound in that new studio. But yeah, would love to have 2 of the Neumann subwoofers, but realistically can't really afford that sort of thing right now, especially because I've been super lazy with my YouTube channel and haven't done any real serious hard work on it in not a very long time. So yeah, I need to get out of lockdown and be able to do a little bit of work, and then work away from the channel and from music production, and then I can start thinking about buying 2 subwoofers, because that's super greedy. But yeah, that's my story. Did I shave my hair? I don't know, what do you think? Yeah, got a bit done, yeah. What do you call a cop in the blanket? An undercover cop. Wow, bro. Amazing. Yep, I shaved my hair. Sweet. Alright guys, leave it there. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.